It's a new episode of the Matter Podcast again. You're welcome. I'm excited. As usual, once I have my favorite people in the studio, I am always happy. Well, I have one of my favorite person here today, and I love her so much. Our paths did cross when she was still the president of the Federation of Female Lawyers, Kano State Chapter, and she is one woman that stands for the girl child and stands for the woman. Ladies and matalicious women, please meet Barrister Huwaila Muhammed.
Thank you so much for a
And we
wonderful
call her
introduction.
Auntie Huwaila. So it's good to have you, Auntie Huwaila.
Thank you so much, and I'm happy
Welcome.
to be here.
Thank you very much for coming. Thank you for honoring our invitation.
You're welcome.
Yes, so I remember there's this conversation we used to have. Then we had a conference, we talked about it, and then we still talk about it every time.
Yeah.
Single and thriving.
Yep.
It's something that we can never stop talking
Exactly.
about. I remember a lot of people were like, when you said you were single at the conference, a lot of people were like, that's
Oh,
not
you're
true.
shocked.
They didn't hear
Yes.
how well. That's not true. And I have a lot of people asking me, did we hear what she said? Was she? I was like, yeah, she's right about what she said. It's her life when she's telling you the truth.
Yeah.
You get that reaction a lot of time, right?
I do a lot, a lot, a lot. And in fact, you get that reaction a lot, and a lot of things can happen even within the family.
Okay.
And just like 2 weeks ago, something happened, and I was like, did he did not really say that. She did not really say that, because we are in the north. We are Muslims, even though the religion doesn't look down on a woman that's
Woman.
not married.
Yeah.
And the religion is very, very encouraging. It's not that it's not encouraging towards getting married, but
Yeah.
even if you are not married, you are entitled to anything
Yeah.
that is allowed in the religion.
Okay.
Which means it's not a problem if you are not married,
Yeah.
because you do anything that people do
Yeah.
to prosper
Yeah.
religious wise. You will have this. If you pray, you will have your reward. What just happened is, because it's fasting, people have been giving out in the
Things,
name of
yeah.
charity and
Yeah,
what
yeah.
have you. So a cousin of mine gave out some things,
Yeah.
food stuff and money
Yeah.
to everybody.
Yeah.
And I happened to travel.
Yeah.
I wasn't in Kano
Yeah.
when it
Happened.
happened. But even if you are around or you are not,
Not
around,
around.
yours will
Yours
be
should
bringing.
have
No,
been, yeah.
yours will be brought to your house. Or
Okay.
in fact, every household
Is entitled to
is
it.
entitled to his and his children.
Yeah.
So mine, my sisters and cousins
Yeah.
were brought to the house. Excluding no, my mom's, my cousins and my
Nieces
siblings,
and nephews, yeah.
and my siblings were. Then my mom called me and was telling me that so person gave out
This.
his own zakadis and that and that. I was like, oh, that's very, very nice of him, because this is the first time he was doing it in the family. So I was like, that's very, very nice of him. She said, he gave out like food stuff and 100,000. But I said, yes, what's the but?
What's the but?
But it's only for those that are married. I
Wow.
said, really?
Okay.
I just laughed, and my mom was laughing at her own end, because. So then she was just laughing. She was like, Huwaila, it's just 100,000.
It's just 100,000.
You have given out
More than that.
more than that. More than that. I was like, yeah. I said, it's not about me giving it out, but do you know why I'm laughing, Mama? She said, no. I said, I want you to ask the person that said no people that are not married in this charity.
yes.
I said, please ask her, where is the dumpsters of unmarried women? So that they will pack everybody that doesn't have a husband, go and dump him
Dump
there,
you
so
there.
that we will have our life there. So we just left it
So
out.
very-
But I'm just saying this
Yeah.
because I know there are some people that are not married, probably. I know, like for me, it did not get to me. And hello, it's 100,000. I have given like 20, 30, 40 of that. I know there will be somebody like me that is
This might.
dependent.
Yeah, and this could just
That
push
is
them into
dependent.
depression.
It
Yeah.
will push somebody into depression. But like for me, in fact, it just became a laughing stock in our house because my mom discussed it with my sisters. My sisters were calling me, we were laughing about it, and what have you. So it was one of my sisters that said, Auntie Huwaila, she said, yeah, Huwaila, do you know what? I said, what? She said, honestly, it just puts me off. I said, why? She said, like you. Even those that are not married in the family, it's not anybody that is not married that is as vibrant and comfortable as you.
Yeah.
This statement that is said can push one into
To depression.
depression. I
Yes,
said,
yes,
yes. And she said she can, in fact, somebody can even be suicidal on this.
yes.
I said, yes, but that is why it's said to me, not them.
Not
And me, that is said to. I was the first person that started laughing
laughing.
about it.
You have a better shock
We
absorbance
are
with it.
all laughing about it. Somebody asked me one time that he cannot understand that I'm from the north, from the family I'm even coming from,
Yeah.
and with my background and education, that I'm not married and I've never been married. I said, excuse me, sir. Richie, let me tell you something. Look at me. Me, I am an unapologetic spinster here, doing my thing, doing myself, and enjoying my life. I said, it's not a crime that I am not
You're
married.
married. Yeah.
And marriage is not something that you'll go and get from the market. And sorry to say, the men are not pots for me to knock and choose the best one. But you're choosy. I said,
I was
well,
going to ask that. Yeah.
you're choosy. I said, well, if you call it choosy, I will say, okay, define it as that. But me, I will not call it choosy. I'll call it being careful.
Being careful.
I'll call it because it's not everybody that will just come and you start taking. I refuse that pressure to get to me. Because I will not say that there's no pressure. There is, but I chose to not to make it a problem. I'd rather the people saying it, I'd rather use it as a kind of strength to me. Because like in my family for like more than 30 years,
Yeah.
during Ramadan,
Yeah.
we travel to Saudi.
Yeah.
We spend our whole Ramadan in Saudi
Yeah.
and come back like a week or 2 weeks after. Even amongst, and because we are a
A
we
large
are a
family.
large extended
Yeah.
family,
Yeah.
so if we're traveling, it's not just people that I am related with
True.
in blood
Yeah.
that we go with. Like my grandfather has wives, their wives' sisters will
Travel
join,
with.
their husbands will join, and what have you. That is the kind of big family we have, and that is our tradition. So even to imagine amongst those, I know what people would tell me, what they say behind my back and in front of me. In fact, actually don't even say it because I am I am younger in their eyes, so they can tell me because I have like 2 3 people that are always on my case, like, I hope next year we will come with your husband. Next year will come. Who are you up until now? I said, yes, so up until now. Maybe God have not answered your prayer. Me, I have, well, me, the prayers that I prayed, God has answered them. But you, it seems God, please, this year, pray harder. Maybe next time if you are coming, we will come with what you have prayed for. Next year, who are you up until now? I said, me, if I were you, I will start getting scared. Because every year, I will come to this place. Every year, I will do tawaf for more than 20 days. And maybe you even do it twice in a day. You do it in the midnight and you pray and pray and pray. That prayer that you are praying, God is not answering it too. Because the prayer that you are putting me inside, it has not been answered. So God has not been answering your prayer. It's either you stop talking about it or start begging God to start answering your
But
prayer.
let me ask you, does it get to you? Honestly.
Honestly, when I was young, yes, it does. When I was younger, it does. But with time, I just realized that this thing is not going on. There was a day, the day I was delivered was I think the day we had something like that happen. One of somebody in the family was talking this and that and that, and we had a discussion with my grandfather. He said, "Auren Allah, and you can only do it when God's time is here." Aure, he told me that marriage, giving birth, and death are something that he knows you can never buy in the market.
Sure.
Then I told him, I said, but now you can actually go and shop for a child. He said, you cannot. Huwaila, let me tell you something. Even the IVF that people are doing,
It fails.
go
Some
and
fails.
ask the people that have done it. The people that their own failed, they will cry and tell you
Tell
that
you it
even
fails,
IVF,
yeah.
you cannot buy a child in the markets. He said, so well, these are things that, if the time comes, no matter how you struggle to run away from, it will take you.
happen.
It will happen. And honestly, I just start thinking to myself, and he just gave me a point, because extended family, somebody will say this to you, somebody
Yeah,
will say
somebody
that to
say
you,
that, yeah.
somebody will say it behind your back, somebody will say it in front of you. So I just grabbed a point from him, getting back at people that say, up until now, because one thing that I know, har yanzu ikon Allah, har yanzu, as in up until now,
Now, yes, you're not married yet. What are you waiting for?
so now I just got a point from him. He said, up until now, the time hasn't come. Oh.
We know your grandfather to be a
He said,
very
he
a
said,
very
he would say.
wise man.
So now, from the discussion I had with him, that was
Yeah.
honestly when I got my deliverance and call. So anytime I look at him, up until now, I say, up until now,
Oh, I see
it
what you-
hasn't come. Oh. So if somebody is, please, oh yeah, how far? Do you have anybody? Anybody, but
Are you
anybody that will.
serious? You say that? Since you are so worried
So
about me
that
getting married, do you have somebody you want to give?
honestly, there are people that I know, they stopped talking to me
To you.
because of this. I said, up until now, do you have anybody? But bring him, let's put him on the scale. Let's see if he has passed. Because it's always about no. If you are choosy, you are making. I said, honestly, if you say I am choosy,
You're not being
I would
fair.
say no. I say, if you say I am choosy, I will say you're just playing with my intelligence. How can I be a lawyer with 2 degrees, a master's? Why should I even not choose? Tell me one good reason that I
And you've
should
been
not choose.
practicing for how many years now?
23. This is my 23rd year of.
23 years. Wow.
I said, so if I say I am choosy, why not? Why not? Honestly, I always tell people, it's not just anybody that you'll marry.
True.
And one thing that I learned from my experience is that pressure should not push you into marriage.
Okay.
Because if it had pushed you, you would have been the.
You make terrible
In
decisions.
fact, you will make a terrible decision, and you will, honestly, somebody like me, I know I will come out of the marriage because you have to agree to disagree. But honestly, the way things are, you just have to be careful.
Do you think your success might just be one of the reasons why maybe people see your career like, oh my God, she is. You hold an active position in the Federation of Female Lawyers in Nigeria, in Kano. You were once the president in Kano. NBA, you hold a strong position there. So that might just be intimidating for men.
Well, even when I was younger, what I always say is, any man that sees your success
As a threat.
as a threat, then you are not meant to be together. Because at the end of the day, if you marry that kind of person, you will end up walking on eggshells. Because he is somebody that will have too many insecurities around him. And honestly, me, I'm a person that, I'm not saying that we are opinionated or we are encouraged to be opinionated, but me, I am somebody that always have discussions. We table out issues. Even at home, we table out issues. We pat you in the back and say, congratulations, you did very, very well. And if you did wrong, we tell
Sure,
you.
yeah.
So somebody that feels that your success, a success of a woman is a threat to him, then honestly, at the end of the day, she will regret marrying him because she will not go anywhere with that kind of person. That's just a fact.
Okay. So for you now, you're saying that it's not necessary. You don't think that might just be the issue. Your success has nothing to do with men coming and not
Well,
coming and
yes,
all of
me,
that.
I don't find my success as a hindrance to my marriage
Marriage,
because
yeah.
honestly, somebody that feels that this one is just too much for me, I will not. No, marriage and relationship is has so much to do with respect, has so much to do with putting somebody in the very high pedestal in the sense that that person looks out to you. He looks out for you. He looks out for what will he will give you that push to move forward. Because me, what I always say, what I always tell my friends is, I say, me as you see me, anybody that wants to marry me, I beg me, I tell them, please, if you're not going to push me forward, as in make me aim higher, please
And so,
leave
Ayla,
me
which
where
pushing do you want again?
leave. I have still not
Where do you want
reached
to get
there.
to?
No,
A
I have.
Supreme Court judge?
I have.
What exactly do you still
No,
want?
since I'm a lawyer, I am not a senior advocate, and there
Okay,
are a lot of
okay.
things that
You
I
still
would.
want to achieve
There are a lot of things that I want to achieve. So somebody that who is not going to push me towards that
that?
direction,
Yeah.
uh-uh, I beg, leave me where I am. Me, I don't want to marry somebody that will push me down, like go back 10 years behind. No,
Okay.
marry somebody that will
Push you
be a
forward.
partner,
Yeah.
that will encourage you.
Yeah.
What you do, he might not be necessarily as comfortable and but what I always tell my friends is, in fact, my friends tell me, I say, you who well, couldn't kiss, couldn't cheese. As in you, your money, men don't eat your money. I say, why should men eat my money? Me, I say, probably that is one of the beauty of even being a Muslim northern woman. Being a Muslim northern woman means that you are Oga wife.
Mm-hmm.
He will do everything.
Everything.
My own is my own. His own is our
Our
own.
own.
And
Mm-hmm.
that is what the religions teach us. It's not about you not shouldering some things in the house, but a man has to earn it for you to do it. Do you get? He
Yeah.
has to earn it. You must earn that respect. He must earn that. He must earn your respect. Because people will be surprised if I get married. If my husband tell me not to go out, as in my husband, the one that I respect, because the husband that I respect, that knows me, nothing that will
Make him say don't go out.
no, nothing that will, I will say, if I'm working on a brief that is very, very sensitive, he will not tell me not to work on that brief.
Okay.
He will actually support me.
Yeah.
And
What help do you need?
okay, what do you need? Me, I'm not a lawyer. I don't understand this your language, but
How can I help?
meet up with this person now. Discuss with this, discuss with that, and even him in his own little place, he will find soothing words to tell you when you're worried and what have you. So somebody that doesn't earn that, how does he earn
Just
to
hearing you describe.
how does you earn him to feed him?
So,
Tell me, please.
hearing you talk about this, I just want to ask a question. What lessons have you learned from men?
Wow, a lot,
A lot.
a lot, a lot. Honestly,
I see you looking at your time.
I know a lot.
It will take
Honestly,
us.
a lot. I will say a lot because you know, everything in life, I take it to be a lesson.
Yeah.
It's a lesson because sometimes, because you cannot believe that I have been single all my life.
Yeah.
It's just that if you are probably you're meant to marry at so time, something will just come up. God will just reveal something that you'll be like, oh my God, thank God I'm praying.
Okay, so what you're saying is you've actually gotten so close to getting
Ah,
married
no,
a
there's a
couple of
lot, of
times.
course, a couple of
Oh.
times. Yes, God will reveal something. And at some point, in fact, there's a point that it's not we are both not happy, but honestly, if I look back, I will be like, "Ah, thank God. Thank God." And most of them, we will find out we are quite good friends because they will call me seeking for help in what I do,
Yeah.
advice and what have you. And we get along very, very
And
well.
you do not feel any sort of animosity towards them?
And one thing that I learned and that I will encourage people to learn is, like, for me, in my relationship, for me, if something turns out differently from your expectation, I learned to take things with a good heart. And I learned to submit to God and thank Him for not allowing it to happen, because I know if this is good for me, it would have happened
Happened.
this way. So that is one thing I know. And one thing my advice is
Single woman?
for single women, not to be holding on. Please, oh, any man that will say tomorrow they are coming, his tomorrow is for like 1 year. Please pick race, oh, run away. No matter how hard you love him, honestly,
Let him
just
go.
pray. In fact, me, my own is, everybody has his kind of shock observers, but me, my own is, no matter how hard, pick up the pieces and move on. So if you pick up the pieces and move on, that will be in fact, you will turn around and thank God for not allowing it to happen.
You said you've gotten close to it happening and it didn't happen. What's your
Yes.
deal breaker? What's the thing a man does and you're never, it's like you call off everything?
Yes,
Cheating?
like the
Cheating?
cheating, honestly, me coming from the north, yeah, cheating in the sense that there's some, probably because I grew up in an extended family. In my family, I can count how many men has one wife have one wives. So if cheating is a man having a girlfriend that he
He was
wants
going
to
to
marry,
marry.
he's going to marry, that I don't see it as cheating.
Cheating. Okay.
I don't see that as cheating. Well, but me, somebody is my boyfriend and he has another boyfriend,
Another girlfriend.
probably any mini money more between me and her, that is a no-no for me. That is a no-no for what? Me, I did not beg you. I did not beg you to come. When you came, you did not beg me to
Stay.
stay. I feel I want to. I feel
And
you
I
deserve
did.
my time. You feel in fact, I don't want people. I don't want our matter friend to feel I'm very, very radical. But there is a point there. There was a time. In fact, one of my cousins' husband, one of my cousins, he said, if you want to mediate, please don't be bring who allowed to mediate, oh. Because I am a very good mediator in the sense that patience, 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 patience. But at a point, I just look. I say this patience is always coming from the woman's side, and
When would the man be
I say,
patient?
I said to myself, if you looking at the religion, a woman in Islam, she's the queen of queens, oh, because she tends to have everything in terms of taking care of and what have you. God has given us everything. And so this thing, my friend, cousin is fighting with her. They have been fighting, bickering, and what have you. When I went to the house, I said, look, me, I am tired. Wait. I said, please, nobody is doing anybody a
A
favor in
favor.
this house. Are you really into this or not? I say, me, my own advice to you people is, you're the one that is staying with him. Nobody is helping you to stay with him. You are the one that is staying with her. Nobody is helping you to stay with her. I say, me, I will do it differently. Me, I will sit down. I will weigh my options, the good things and the bad things. If the good things outweigh the
Weights the
bad
bad,
ones,
yeah.
then it means
It's good enough to stay.
it's good enough to stay. It's good because at a point in life, please, we women, we have our lives. So at a point in life, I used to tell all those frustrated, angry women that are staying in their husband's house, at a point in life, even staying for your children is not good for you. Do you get it? Because sometimes it's better for you to live with your sanity, get back your you back, get back your knots in the brain that have loosened, get them back. You will take care of your children more
Better
than
being in a toxic,
being in a toxic, traumatic situation.
abusive.
Very, very abusive husband beating you. And in fact, what I tell them, those husbands that beat their wives, I say, look, what you're doing is you are breeding somebody that is terrible than you.
Your
Because
children are same.
this one that you are shouting at your
Wife,
wife in front of your
your
children,
children.
you are telling them that mommy is a nobody.
Yeah.
Mommy, and this mommy is a gold and she's a queen in front of them. She's a nobody. By the time your child is growing, he will start talking back at his mom.
Mother.
After talking back, then
Every other woman outside.
every other woman. Then, in fact, at some point, you will find out that he is just daddy's body because it's only daddy that will sit
I
down.
understand.
We will discuss. At a point, he will reach to that point that he's not discussing with the women. No. The women are just there. They are just there to cook for us. Agenda.
All right, then.
I will just see
It's so
what I can do
nice speaking
about
with
it.
you, Auntie
Yeah.
Huwaila. Thank you so much.
You're
And
so
I
welcome,
mean,
and
from
I
listening
am
to Auntie
so happy.
Huwaila, from looking at her, listening to her, you can be single and thriving. You can be single and successful. You can be single and be happy. Focus on what makes you happy and live yourself a fantastic life. All right, do have yourself a
Honestly, yes,
lovely.
focus on you, do you,
Yeah.
and just
Find
face
what makes you
yourself.
happy and just be.
Exactly.
All right, thank you. See you the next time on the Matter podcast. Bye bye.
Thank you.